I've been given. Like,
let's see some good old nonsense that my football club has been linked with. As you can see in front of me, you need to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts. Andrea Berta plotting masterful Arsenal hijack of 50 million euros Manchester United midfield target. It's easy to link us with midfielders. We all know, we're probably going to sign another defender. I think I speak for every Arsenal fan where, with the greatest of respect to both Trossard and Martinelli, we need a left winger. Central midfield, you see the minutes afforded to Rice and Zubimendi. Quality players, our first choice partnership in the middle of the park, but we've got no others. On paper, yes, I would like to see Miles Lewis-Skelly and Norgard utilised. That's not happening. The Marinos, the Odegaards, the Kai Havertz, they've been in and out of the side or in and out in terms of availability because of injuries, people. So centre mid is a priority. And Ederson is someone that's always linked with Arsenal as well as other clubs. I'm not too sure on the length of his contract, but I'm sure it's running down. I think he's into the last year, not a free agent, if I stand corrected, come the end of the season. So we've got a lot to discuss. Arsenal apparently have reportedly joined the race to sign top Manchester United and Newcastle United midfielder target this summer. Newcastle, whether it's Bruno Guimaraes, I tried the thing there, or Sandro Tonali, probably looked at as a replacement. And he's rated at 50 million, as we've seen. Let's try and cut through the tosh. A Brazilian being linked to moves to England. The primary news outlet is Spain. I know Arteta is Spanish, so maybe there's credibility there, but the emerging reports are not from Brazil, not from where he plays his football in Italy at Atalanta, or not from any credible journalists in England. So already it seems like nonsense, people. But nonetheless, Spanish outlet Marca claims the Gunners have joined Atletico Madrid in the hunt for the Brazilian. Newcastle and Manchester United have both been name dropped. He's contracted till 2027. They'll ask for 43.6 million. Now, not saying he's not worth it, but he's got a year left on his deal. From June, July, August, he's in the last year of his contract, innit? He's 6 or 7 months away from January of 2027 agreeing a free move. So if the asking price is 43.6 million, you're going to try and get that nearer to 30, if not lower than that, people. For what it's worth, he would be a good signing for all the clubs mentioned. He'd fit in well at Atletico Madrid. Quite tenacious and decent on the ball. He's apparently viewed as competition for Zubimendi. Now, for me, I do want another midfielder. I think you get me another midfielder. You got Rice, you got Zubimendi, you've got lewis-skelly and the Norgard, and you've got the Ezes, the Odegaards, the Kais, the Marinos, these guys that could indirectly Wanyeri, if he stays, and Dauman should have enough in the middle of the park, people. But he's viewed as being competition for Zubimendi, who has played 3,574 minutes across 44 games. At the same stage last season, the midfielder played 3,143 minutes. So obviously, it just shows his importance to the team, but it just shows that either the existing options are lacking, so Arteta is not being comfortable with not playing Rice and Zubimendi together or resting them, and they're both being run into the ground. My biggest fear is if we suffer an injury to one of them in midfield, I'm very nervous, people. We got 7 games before we end the 20-year drought. But for what it's worth, what do we make of Ederson? Now, I just want to say this. Now, granted, agents talk a lot of the time, and there could be an element of truth, but think about it logically. We're in August. The season isn't done. To our knowledge as armchair experts, no deals are done. If this individual was genuinely going to sign for Arsenal, if he was genuinely going to sign for Arsenal Football Club, why would his agent be talking now? It don't make sense. So the agent's probably drawing up interest and saying Arsenal are interested so that there's whatever unknown club so that they get a move on and try and confirm a deal. Now, for what it's worth, Mr. Christian Kafane did very well in the 2 legs against Leverkusen against Arsenal. I can see why. Me, I would love a Julian Alvarez. I think we need that would, that's an opportunity I think is too good to turn down. I do think we could do with another striker, in the squad, maybe a youngish kind of player like him that could be groomed into that role long term, provide competition, deputize, all that kind of stuff, people. Apparently our interest is seen as genuine. They're saying 50, 60 plus million. Are we going to really spend that on a striker before we look at left wing, centre mid, or before we get some money into the club or review the wage structure? Because on paper, Gabriel Jesus, Benjamin White, Trossard, definitely Martinelli, these are guys that are earning pretty decent amounts of money, people. So Is what it is. Florian Plattenberg has been saying we're impressed with the 19-year-old people. Real Madrid and a number of clubs are looking at him. As I said, 60 to 70 million euros. Apparently, his agent has said, yes, Arsenal's interest is genuine. The manager, Mikel Arteta, really likes him. Again, I don't doubt that because everybody's scouting everyone. But just because we have an interest or just because we like him, that's very different from Berta is talking to Leverkusen counterparts, dotting I's, crossing T's, getting moves done. It could happen. Seems like nonsense to me. And he's linked with a number of clubs to various denominations. We just said Real Madrid, right? We just said Arsenal. You can see Chelsea, Newcastle, Brentford, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Everton. His agent's going to talk up the things. It's like a boxing promoter. You're never going to talk down your client. It's within your interest, especially if he makes a move to one of the bigger clubs in Europe or Premier League. You're going to earn a fat chunk of commission. Or you might be playing mind games to think, you know what, there's a lot of interest. He's doing well. Leverkusen, we need to give him a new contract in which you'll get your percentage. I think it's too early to say, but due to the fact that the player speaks Spanish, like Mikel Arteta and William Saliba is originally from Cameroon, I would say Arsenal in pole position. I mean, I like him. You know, I like what I saw from him. I like his hold-up play. I know in this day and age, if strikers or attackers don't score, people don't think they had a good game, but does have potential, does have decent link-up play. I mean, you know, communication is always is the name of the game. So if you can speak Cameroon, they speak French, right? So forgive me if I'm wrong, but if you can speak French, German, Spanish, and obviously we'll learn English, that obviously helps you settle on and off the field, people. On talks with Arsenal, yes, there's contact between me and Arsenal, but their focus right now is to win the league. From there, everything will start proving. He is a 100 million euros player. With Kofan, Arsenal will have a top striker for the next 10 years. But we'll have to see if that's the case. Have you not seen Emerick Aubameyang? Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been linked with Spurs. Calafiori's also been linked with a move back to Inter Milan, people. I think this is just simply saying the same thing about our interest. Lewis-Skelly is still being linked with Manchester United. Surely he gets a look in against Southampton in midfield. Gabriel Jesus on where Saka currently sits among the best wingers. At the same table, they're all the same. Obviously, we're talking about momentum and different styles, but they all have their qualities and have had an impact in one big moment. So Bukayo is there. Obviously, you still need to win trophies, but this he will get. I mean, Gabriel Jesus, who's been on The Athletic, been on Rio Ferdinand's podcast, going all the rounds, people. I'm a big fan of Bukayo's personality because this guy is so humble and he's so strong, but so humble. Today in football, it's not something that is easy to see someone that comes from the academy, then being so big in the club or in the team or in football, and he has stayed the same. Humility is the name of the game, eh? On who is the best player in the Arsenal squad, there are a few, but I think I'll go with Martinelli. I first saw him, funny enough, during the 2019 Copa America preparation. I think it was 2019. The national team always comes up young players from youth teams to come and train with us. There was this good left winger. I said, wow, what a kid. Good kid. At the start of the first season here, I saw Martinelli at Arsenal. I said, wow, I've seen this kid before, and it was him. So it's him I've seen play for Eternal since he was young. Some of these things he does, daily routine and training, are different because normally in the game, it's about what really decides this. But what you really want to see in a player is in training, the details, the little things. Gabriel Jesus has said. Again, we've gone over this. I don't know if I believe this, people. We've been linked with Wakeba, people. Leipzig are willing to negotiate a deal beneath his release clause, which stands at 80 million euros. They're prepared to accept 60 to 70 million euros. I don't doubt we're going to sign a defender, but surely if we sign a defender, it's either a centre-back that can play right back or just a right back that can play centre-half. Basically, what I'm getting at is someone that's a bit more right-sided, especially with Benjamin White. You can always get players, but on paper, you do have lewis-skelly. You do have Timber that, God forbid, can play left-back. You do have Hincapié. You've got a bunch of options there, and we're linked with him. And for them kind of prices, you would imagine if we're going to get past the 60-odd mark, it's in centre midfield, it's in left wing and things of that ilk. But the 23-year-old has been linked with us, people. And apparently, Arsenal most recently declaring their interest in the defender. They keep understand the Premier League club open talks regarding a transfer for the France international. He has been linked with Chelsea and a bunch of other clubs. PSG are the latest club like Arsenal to be linked with Camavinga. Anybody having him if Real Madrid genuinely want to sell him? Yan Diomande, a player that has been linked with Arsenal, probably owing to Mo Salah announcing he's leaving at Liverpool. Seems like the links are going. And apparently Leipzig are planning to give him a new deal. And they're at this moment, they're considering only offers of 100 million euros. Liverpool are closely monitoring. I know there's some Arsenal fans that fancy him. Big up Victor Gyökeres, but also big up his dad. He's spoken after his win against Poland, where he retired Lewandowski on a shameless thing. Smash the like button. It's complete madness. And on top of that, it's him scoring the decisive goal. First, he took down Ukraine with a hat-trick along with the team, and now he can do it. It's so epic. He's always been dangerous in front of goal, but this is scary. Big up you, Gyökeres, for making your dad proud, man. And again, Anderson links. Atletico Madrid have a verbal agreement, basically on personal terms, says Fabrizio Romano. Talks between Atletico Madrid and Atalanta over a fee of around 35 to 40 million euros is still in the works. He's out of contract June 2027, so we can already quash that rumor with Arsenal. Again, Sky Germany are speaking about Lacaba. It's understood Arsenal are interested in Julian Alvarez, and they are well positioned to secure his signature should an opportunity arrive. However, any potential move would require a substantial fee. Can't see us doing that. He's also being linked with a new contract at Atletico Madrid. Gabriel Jesus has spoken on our title race. I'm very confident because we're in a good place. We have an amazing squad. I believe 100% that this is the season we're going to do something. I hope so. Arsenal have been linked with Martin Højlund and are considering the summer move. So that'll be the second sporting player in as many years to join us. He's a central midfielder. He's actually an Arsenal fan. I'm sure he's got an Arsenal tattoo. No clue on the credibility, but this says 40 million euros will get things going. If we reach the semi-finals of the FA Cup, our home match against Newcastle United will be rescheduled to take place between the 21st and 21st of April, people. And Arsenal are among clubs to make approach for 60 million euros Palmeiras wonder kid. I mean, they've brought through Endrick, they've brought through Estavio. It's about time we go and sign these guys. And you know what? When you're linked with Anthony Gordon and this one and that one, obviously they're more seasoned and they're ready, but I do think we need to start scouting. Listen, I ain't gonna act like I seen this youth play, but Brazilian, wonder kid, left wing, I'm on that. He operates mainly as a left winger, and he's drawn comparisons to Real Madrid superstar Vinicius Jr. His name is Eduardo Canciao. You know I was never gonna pronounce that right, people, but he's 16 years of age, so he can't move here until he's 18. So we can do the groundwork. We have been signing 1-2, youths from South America to come when they're 18 or just players full stop. So why not? Apparently, Palmeiras have received an approach from us, according to Brazilian outlet UOL Esporte, and Palmeiras have already rejected 2 offers. It's understood that the Brazilian club have received offers from several Premier League sides, including Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Newcastle United. Palmeiras are already expecting to receive 60 million euros if they decide to sell the 16-year-old in the future. So it'd be interesting to see, but the market isn't open right now. Right now, Arsenal need to focus on the FA Cup game away against an informed Southampton side, obviously the Champions League against Sporting Lisbon, and the 7 games before we have a parade.
Always